Hi, everybody.
Hi.
Welcome to podcast number 6.
Podcast number 6.
Yes. Today we're going to talk about, kind of do a little deep dive into the law of attraction, something that we've both studied for years and years now, and a topic that we love to talk about and love to learn more about. You're never done learning. On this subject,
on any subject, really.
Yeah, really.
There's always something else.
And we both had a little bit of hiccups today, and came in with, in a not so good space. So we kind of had to crawl ourselves up the scale, like we did in previous podcasts that I think last week a little bit. We talked about it in the week before. So putting it to use, when
we say that we use these skills every day, we use these skills every day. And today was one of those days. The emotional scale was really useful. I did that in my car on the way over here.
And we're talking about, how do we get to a different place and crawling up the scale and, not staying in that space that we were in. When we first got to the office today. And it's really cool to notice the difference in your body when you climb up that scale, don't you think?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. You start to feel lighter, you feel better, you start to feel like it's easier to take deep breaths.
Right.
Your heart
can laugh again.
Anymore. Yeah, you can laugh again.
Right. Yeah.
You can smile and it feels natural.
Yeah.
Took a little bit, but we
got there. Yeah. So I'm hoping that you see this as a practical guide and that you can get yourself out of a crabby mood or a lower place where you might have taken on someone's energy or things weren't going your way. And when I was thinking about it for myself, I thought, what was I thinking about earlier today that could have made this happen for me? But I wasn't. I was doing good and having a really good day. But, sometimes it's somebody else's stuff that really isn't yours, but you just happen to be in the wrong place at the wrong time, which is what happened to me today.
And for me, it's kind of like also, you're gonna have speed bumps along the way.
Right.
That's part of life. Is like variety is a part of life. It's part of our life experience.
Yeah.
So being able to make those mountains into molehills is something that's really useful. Now that's kind of what we're talking about, is those mountains become speed bumps. Those mountains become smaller. So then you can just get right over it, pivot like we talked about before, and move your way back up again. Because I didn't want to stay there.
No,
I didn't want to stay. I was feeling at the end of my day, we wanted to feel better, both of us. And I want my day to go smoother, and I want tomorrow to be even better. So for me, I knew, I'm like, I don't want to stay there. So time to climb my way back up.
Right.
Oh, I'm a nerd.
So oh well. So we're gonna talk about law of attraction, and I found kind of an explanation of it a little bit, and it's out of the Law of Attraction book, again by Esther and Jerry Hicks. They have a lot of great books if you like to learn about the law of attraction. So awesome to read and use, because there's practical things in each of the books that you can use to help get yourself in a better space and to learn how to use that law to your advantage. So I'll just read this little piece here. The first law, it's talking about the universal laws in this chapter, but the first law, the law of attraction, says that which is like unto itself is drawn. While this may seem like a rather simple statement, it defines the most powerful law in the universe, a law that affects all things at all times. Nothing exists that is unaffected by this powerful law. So, the law of attraction really is how the universe works, one of the ways, right? And it's so cool when you know about it, that like attracts like, and that's something everybody, I think, really knows. I mean, I think we've always known it, not maybe not knowing that that was a law or a thing that was actually, part of the universe, whatever. But if you notice, when you're crabby and thinking everything negative, that's what you're drawing in. And my example that happened to me today was that there was a lady, a couple people ahead of me in line at a store, and nothing was going right for her. And you could tell by her energy that it always went that way for her. And even people in front of me, that were behind her, one guy was like, boy, you can tell she has bad energy. And I'm like, yeah, so other people notice it, even if they don't really know what it is. When you're looking for something to be crabby about all the time, you're going to find it.
Oh, absolutely.
Right. But if you're looking for things to feel good about and to be happy and, draw that in, even if you don't know that that's drawing it in, that's what's coming to you. So,
right. And think about a mirror. What you're putting out is getting reflected back to you.
Yeah.
So you see your reflection. So your energy is reflecting back to you through other people, through your experiences. So think of it kind of that way, is like what I'm putting out is what I get back. It's like a reflection back to yourself. Yeah. But also we had talked about your vibration and how that's important. We talked about like vibration attracts like vibration. And how you tell where your vibration is at is through your emotions. Your emotions tell you, where are you at vibrationally? Are you vibrationally in alignment with your soul, with your path, with the way that you want to be going throughout your life? Or are you out of alignment with it? So are you feeling really good, or are you feeling not so great? And that can kind of tell you where you're at vibrationally, because your vibration is what you're putting out and that's what you're getting back.
Yeah.
And so when you can tell where you're at by checking in with your emotions, like we talked about before, it gives you a lot of power to turn around your day, to really say, well, this is not where I want my point of attraction to be. Point of attraction. Do I want good things to be coming to me, the things that I've co-created, things that I really want in my life? Or do I want more of the frustrating or things that I don't really want?
Right.
Well, we all know what we want. We all want to be happier. We all want to enjoy things. We want joyful and fun experiences to come into our lives. And so by being in that higher point of attraction, that feel good space that tells us we're in that higher point of attraction, that's where all the good things are coming to us. And we're going to talk a little bit about allowing and resistance today too, which goes along with our law of attraction talk.
Yeah. Another thing that just came to me, when we both got to the office today, we started pivoting to a better place. And, that's really important to notice when that first happens and start thinking about something better to get you out of that right away. And I know sometimes it's hard, and sometimes you stew around in that for a little bit, and then you remember, I'm creating more of it if I stay here. So I need to move out. I need to move up that scale. So it's once you start noticing it within yourself, it's so easy to get yourself up that scale right away, so you're not creating, and don't be scared that, you say something and it was negative and, I need to cancel that. No. And with emotions, if you're in a bad emotion or a crabby state or whatever, just acknowledge it. You have to acknowledge, otherwise it's going to start festering. But if you acknowledge and just, okay, well, I know I can get up from here, then it's easy to get out of that space.
Right. If you guys want to know more about what we're talking about, look up our other podcasts that we've done so far. Yeah. We really deep dive into emotions and how to pivot, and some really good tools to help you do that quickly, like we used today. I didn't leave work that long ago and I'm already feeling really good. So yeah. I love my work, but sometimes there are things that happen that I don't prefer.
Right.
And so I had to get out of that, and it took a little bit, but Not very long, probably. For me, since it was kind of a biggie, it was like 30 minutes probably before I started to feel better. I started immediately going up the scale. So I started to feel better and better and better. But it just took a little bit for me to just really raise up out of that to feeling good again. Yeah.
And to feel like you passed it, or
Yeah.
it's gonna work out. Whatever happens, it's gonna be okay.
Yeah, to not have it affecting me as I thought about it.
Right. Yeah.
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 Exactly.
Yeah, it's good. So do you want to read the little piece in there?
Yes, I'd love to.
We have another really good book to have that has meditations that go with it. It's
Getting into the Vortex, again by Esther Hicks.
And it's a really easy little read. I know for a long time we would just pick it up and open it and see what the message was for that day. And that's something really fun to do with that book.
Yeah, I love this book. And for me, these meditations that are in it are like life-changing. For me, I did, when I first got this book, there's 4 meditations. And what I would do is I read the book and then I started doing the meditation. So I do 1 each day. And I just did that over and over and over again through the 4. Oh man, did I have a shift after that? It was awesome.
Yeah.
And for me now, I meditate every day. And that for me is a huge, huge thing for me that keeps me level, keeps me feeling good, keeps me in a flowing, allowing space and in my own alignment. So we'll talk about meditation another time, but
yeah,
this book is a goodie. So if you're looking for a tool that can be really helpful for you, this is a really good beginner tool as well.
Yeah, and if you want pretty much everything in a condensed little one package, this is the book to have.
And it's a nice small book. It fits easily in a bag,
throw it in your purse or whatever. So
yeah, I love it. It was in my purse today.
There's a reason you brought it with you today.
It was just so handy.
Yeah.
So this is in the chapter about financial abundance, but it kind of goes along with what we're really talking about with the basics of law of attraction. There are many people who are approaching life from the flawed premise that if they work hard and struggle long and pay a big enough price, then they will be rewarded with financial well-being. And since they do not realize that in their struggle, they are denying themselves alignment and the abundance they seek, then the abundance does not come. They attribute it to luck or favoritism that is being directed away from them and toward another. But there is no luck or favoritism. There's only allowing or resisting, allowing or denying, letting in or keeping out the abundance that you deserve. When you see evidence of shortage and you attribute it to action or intention or power that is outside of you, then your only course of action is to try to win favor from whomever holds the power. But since this power is not being held by someone outside of you, looking for it there will not bring you positive results. As you gradually train your own thoughts into those of positive expectation, as you align with thoughts of worthiness and well-being, as you align with your true power by seeking good feeling thoughts, you will no longer offer resistance to your own abundance. And when your resistance stops, your abundance will come. A flood of good feeling ideas and possibilities will flow to you. Interesting and exciting conversations will surround you. People of influence and means will seek you out and find you. Opportunities and propositions will be plentiful. And soon you will stand in knowing amusement that all of this was always there within your reach. But in your resistant state of attraction, you were not yet able to experience it. But then it came, not because of your struggle, but because of your ease.
I love that. And it's not only for abundance. You can make that message relate to anything in your life. Yes. Not just money abundance. It can be with anything, happiness, joy.
Yeah, abundance of happiness, abundance of good relationships, abundance of positive connections, abundance of job offers, abundance of love, abundance of
whatever it is,
serendipities.
Yeah.
Abundance of puppies. I don't know. There's abundance in all of its forms. It just depends on what you want. Yes, I have friends that have goats that love them very much. She would love
Yeah.
an abundance of goats to continue. Yeah.
Anything, yeah. Yeah, it's cool. So, what are some other places where you've noticed yourself attracting, things that you want that were easy that you wondered, well, what did I do different here that I wasn't doing another time? Yeah, do you have anything come to mind right away?
Well, what was fun today, I was listening to another audiobook
Oh, cool.
because I have the Hay House audio app, which I love. And by the way, it's kind of great.
Yeah, but too. It's awesome.
She told me to get it because I
Yeah.
love all the books.
Right.
I was listening to E Squared by Pam Grout and just kind of listening to some of the processes and things that she talks about, because she talks about using the law of attraction to your advantage in a lot of ways. And as I was listening to it, one of the processes was like a scavenger hunt at the end, and I was kind of listening to what the things that they seek. And one of them was to manifest a Beatles song. And I was like thinking to myself, oh, that's easy because I have that on my iPad. So whatever, that one's, I don't even have to worry about that one. And what was funny was on the way here, I was listening to this earlier today. Well, on the way here, I was listening to the radio and I was just kind of switching through the channels because it's like, oh, there's nothing on right now. And I got to like an old rock station. I was listening. It was like a Rolling Stones. And then all of a sudden, a Beatles song, which I have not heard in a super long time, is not on my iPod.
Oh,
came on the radio.
That's awesome.
Ruby Tuesday.
Oh, cool. I love it.
And I was like, okay, awesome. Universe. I really like that. For me, when I'm playful with it, when I'm light about it, when I'm not worried about it, I'm just like, oh, that would be fun. Or I'd really like that. Or wouldn't it be nice? Or as you said, how does it get better? How does it get better than this?
Yeah.
And that was just a really fun thing that I didn't try for. I find that for myself. When I just let it be easy, when I don't worry about it, when I just put it out there, say, this would be really fun, or I would really enjoy that, or I really like this, or I've decided that I want that. But I'm just going to see how it comes to be. I'm not going to worry about how. I'm just going to think about that's what I want, and wouldn't it be fun?
Yeah.
And for me, that's when things are the easiest. That's when things come the quickest. And of course, the more fun you're having, well, where's your point of attraction, right?
Right. Yeah. When you're feeling good, the good things are coming. So
it's easy. The ease is really for me when I'm relaxed and I'm feeling good, but I'm just enjoying the moment.
Yeah. And that's one thing that Esther Hicks, or Abraham, she channels Abraham, always says is don't push the rope, or don't go against the river. Always go with the flow, because that's when you're attracting the things. We don't want to work so hard at it. We think most of us grew up thinking we have to work hard, and not that you don't have to work at what you want, but we don't have to make it a chore all the time. If we're having fun and loving what we're doing, things are coming to us way easier than if we struggle for it, and the struggle is usually in our mind. It's not on the outside.
It really has to do with our beliefs, our belief structure, what we've been taught, what we've taught ourselves, and what we think.
Yeah.
And that's why we work a lot about beliefs and using things that can help us to change those internal messages that we have in ourselves, our internal programs, because that can really help us to move forward more easily. Is like knowing that all the good things can come to us, knowing that everything is possible.
Right.
And knowing that it can be easy. It can be easy. Some of the best things in life happen easily without trying, that was a surprise. It was so delightful. Those types of things. That's what we're talking about.
Yeah. 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 And if there's something that you really, really want and you're struggling to get it, if you just back off a little bit, a lot of times something that's going to help you get there will come along, and it'll be much easier if we let go of that struggle. And allowing the good things to come in is one of the hardest things for people to do.
It
is just to let go and allow. And because our brains are so trained to fight for everything we need. And just allowing it, maybe you don't think you're worthy of those things that you really want. And allowing yourself to be worthy of those is something that's really one of the first steps, big steps to help you get to that point of attraction of the things that you want.
Because when you're talking about the struggle, and Abraham calls it resistance. And I really like that term, because when you think about it, when you are trying to, let's say, swim upstream of a river, is it easier to swim upstream and against the current, or is it easier to float down the river with the current? What's the easiest way to go? And so if you're fighting, I need to get this for myself, I'm going to fight my way there. That's building resistance. That doesn't really feel good to think that I got to fight for it.
Right.
Versus I'm going to allow it to come to me. I'm going to do my work, and I'm going to do the things that feel good on the way there. Like, I can do this and try, and I can do this, and this feels good, and I'm going to move here, and I'm going to do that because I know that those things are helping me reach my goal. Feels much different. You can feel even the difference in the way that I say it versus I'm going to fight for it,
Right.
So that energy is very different. Are you pushing against what you want, or are you allowing it in?
And on another sideline, kind of, if there's things that you need to get done that maybe you don't like doing, either get yourself in a really good place at the top of the scale before you do them, or ask for help. A lot of people don't like to ask for help. So ask someone to help you with the things, because there's always somebody that loves to do things that you don't love to do, like, a lot of people like to cook, but they hate to clean up the mess. But there's people that love to clean the kitchen up, so let your partner do the cooking and you clean up the kitchen. You can always do the things that you love and find a way to get the other things done, no matter what it is, to get to your end goal.
Right. I mean, I always suggest starting at a positive point of attraction and feeling good before you do anything, just because things always go better for you.
Right.
That's your point of attraction. That's where you're at vibrationally. If you're feeling good, your vibration is sending out those good vibes for those things to be attracted to you. And that's the law of attraction. It's like a magnet. It's like a moth to a flame of like, they're in that receiving mode. They're going to send you all the things, right? And it's very exciting. It can be fun. It can be an amazing experience if you allow it to be. I think a lot of us do struggle with that allowing all those things that we want in, like you said. And that's really where the practice comes in, of practicing getting into that feel good space, practicing the positive thoughts, practicing moving yourself up the scale, practicing pivoting, practicing those types of things can really help you with this and allowing more rather than resisting so much. Because if you are thinking about all of the things that you don't have that you want, I don't have it. Well, you're on the lack end of the scale. But if you're thinking about all of the things that you have that you enjoy and that are great, and you're like, oh, I have all these things. Of course I want these other things, but look at what I do have, and I enjoy it so much, and I love my relationships, and I love this, and I love that I have that, and I love my favorite pen. Whatever you can figure out that you can appreciate in the now moment also helps to release that resistance to not paying so much focus to what you don't have and putting more focus on what you do have. Because if you're focusing on what you do have and enjoying that vibration of I am abundant, I have all these wonderful things, is allowing more things to come to you as well. So I want you to kind of think about that as well.
Right. Another way to put it, that Esther said at when we got to see her in person that time, Denver, she talked about the sticks.
Oh, that's my favorite analogy.
If you're holding on to that struggle stick, set it down and move on and pick up a better stick, better feeling stick. Or one end of the stick is a struggle and the other end is the easy path to get there. So think of it as an object, kind of, set that struggle stick down and move on to a different way of doing things. And there's always a better way to keep you on that good path or easier path to get to where you want to be.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So when we're talking about this, Tracy, what are some things that you could see as important points with the law of attraction? Like, what are some things that that we could use to kind of apply in our daily lives, in your opinion?
Okay. For me, the easiest thing to do is look for things that I love, or, look for things that I appreciate. That really keeps you in a good space, and following the things that feel good and do those first, because then when you go to do the laundry or something that you don't really like to do, it doesn't feel so bad because you're in a good space to start with, before you get there to that thing. So I've always been pretty positive and always look for the silver lining, or look for the good, the gold everywhere in my life. So that it's always pretty much been easy for me to do. And I think that's one of the things is I do what I love always. And my kind of mantra is I'm making money doing the things that I love. And whatever you're doing, I always look for happy, choose joy, all of those kind of things. That's what I'm doing every day in my life. And even if there's things that you don't want to do, be appreciative of that. I'm so grateful or so happy that I am able to do these things. I can move good, and I can walk around and do whatever I want, and so thankful that I live in a good space and can go for walks in the park whenever I want, or whatever that is for you. Always looking for what feels good to you, and spend the time during the day to look for things that are good, instead of looking at, I have to clean the house again, or I have to mow the lawn. Make it something that you love to do, or while you're doing something that you don't care for as much, put some headphones on and listen to good music, or do something that helps you feel good while you're doing those things. And don't dwell on the crappy stuff.
Right.
Get over it and move on. That's the biggest thing. There's so many people that just stick in that bad space and don't allow themselves to feel good, or maybe don't think they are worthy of feeling good. Everybody is worthy. Everybody is capable, and I don't know how you're worthy. You
deserve to feel good. You deserve to enjoy your life.
Right.
And I 100% believe that everyone deserves to have a life that they love. Everybody deserves to enjoy their lives.
Yeah. And no matter what you've done in your life that wasn't good, you're the only one that can move forward from that. It doesn't matter what happened in the past. You can always do better in the future and in the present.
Yeah, you can be the person that you want to be now.
Yeah.
No judgment for yourself. If you want to judge yourself, well, that's entirely up to you. You have free will. However, I would suggest that you decide, if you have decided that you want to be a better person, just start being the better person.
Right.
If other people are like, well, what's happening to you? Who cares?
Yeah.
You want to be that better person, you be that better person.
Yeah.
You want to change your life in a certain way. You want to do this, you want to do that. If it's good for you, if it feels good for you, if there's no harm to others, perfect.
Yeah.
Go for it.
Yeah.
Enjoy it.
Yeah.
Enjoy the adventure.
Right.
Things can always be better.
Yeah.
And then how can it get better?
Right.
And how can it be better than that?
Yeah. Yeah. And once you make that decision, you're starting to attract those good things coming to you. But if you're going to stay in that spot of, oh, I did this when I was younger and I just can't forgive myself for it, or I can't get rid of that, that's you're the only one that can change that. So, every day is a new day. We can be who we want to be tomorrow or today. When we wake up in the morning, you decide what you want to be, who you want to be, how you want to put yourself out in the world as,
Mhm.
and do it. And doesn't matter what anyone else thinks.
Yeah. And it, a belief is only a thought that you continue to think.
Right.
So if you believe something that you internally doesn't feel good when you think that thought,
Yeah.
then it's not for you. It's not a thought that you want to continue to bring forward because it doesn't feel good. That means it's out of alignment with what your soul thinks of you. It's out of alignment with your inner being. And so all you have to do is begin to change it. And we give you tools to change that. We give you tools to change your belief structure. And we're always happy to help you if you have questions or you want a session, you want to know, how can I begin to change this today? We're always willing to help you. And something that you said, Tracy, kind of struck me. You're like, oh, I have to do this again. Or, oh, I'm thinking this again, or I hate this again.
Right.
Well, why are you disliking something again? Is that something that you want to continue on with? I mean, this is happening to me again. Why does it always happen? Well, because you have a belief that it always happens to you.
Yeah.
Do you want to continue that or not?
Yeah.
I know for one thing, if I'm not enjoying it, I don't want to continue that.
Yeah.
And it's good to recognize. It helps you to
Right.
recognize those patterns within yourself.
Yeah.
Oh, it's happening again. When you hear yourself say that, that's a belief pattern that's continuing and you can change it.
Yeah. And even if you catch that when you're saying it, oh, I'm in this same place again, but now I know how to get out of it.
Yes.
Change that statement into, but now I can, and I know how to get out of it now. So here I go. I'm doing better. I'm getting to a better spot. So just really pay attention to what's coming out of your mouth and don't try and cancel it or whatever. Just change it up and move forward from there.
Pivot.
Yeah.
I love the word pivot because you're never stopping the thoughts that you think, and you're never stopping because you don't want to get stuck anywhere.
Right.
Pivot.
Yeah. Just pivot out of them. And everybody has, thoughts, dumb thoughts or whatever. Right. I don't know what
everybody has
them,
thoughts that come up that aren't pleasant.
Yeah. And it doesn't mean that that's what you really think. Sometimes it's just a thought that comes up. So don't beat yourself up over those thoughts that come into your head, because a lot of times they're not even yours. Right. They don't have to make a difference in your life. So what if I thought that was, you can think, oh, why would I even think something like that? That's okay. It's not what I really want anyway. So I'm moving forward, and don't dwell on those things if they don't make sense to you, or it's not really something that you would do or you want to do or that makes a difference in your life. Just pivot out of that.
And sometimes people have repeated patterns of thought. And if they're unpleasant repeated patterns of thought, well, sometimes those things are coming up for you to be able to release them and finally let go of that pattern if it's not serving you, if it doesn't feel good. And so we are constantly going to keep giving you guys tools and ways to get out of that. And for us, I mean, retraining my brain has made a huge difference with the freedom release method. Oh yes. Yeah. Huge.
And that's why you don't want to, you want to acknowledge, oh, hey, that's not something that I would really do. You want to acknowledge those thoughts and just let them go. Don't dwell on them. And if you need more help with that, do freedom release. Go back to the video that we did about freedom release, and we can even do some at the end of the podcast today, and do a few to help you feel worthy or whatever you want to work on. Or
I think that's a great one, because I think a lot of people have issues with worthiness and feeling worthy. And I feel like that's a really big thing that I've seen with clients and that I've worked on with myself, is just feeling that, I deserve this. I'm worthy. I know that I'm a good person. I know that I love myself, and that kind of stuff can be really hard for people. And so I feel like that's something that most people really struggle with because of prior programming that they had, a lot of people in their childhood.
Or, they carry that emotion on from their ancestors or relatives or whatever. Everyone has their struggles, but we can't linger on those. We have to move past them and get to a better space.
Who doesn't love forward motion?
Right.
It's so much more fun than sitting in a stagnant pond of muck, you know?
Yeah. Well, excuse me.
It's like we're doing the freedom release method already.
Right. Yeah. I'm releasing that vibe already.
Mhm.
Yeah, so I think I have a list here of some releases we can do about oh, here's a good one
Beautiful.
for today. Like outside conditions don't affect my inner being. That's a good one. Another thing is, when you wake up in the morning, think about, well, today's a good day to have a good day. It's choose that first thing you do when you get up in the morning. God or the universe, creator, whatever you call that life force energy in your life, doesn't think bad of you and doesn't think that you aren't worthy of anything or need to struggle on everything. You are here for a reason, and we're all in that love space, or can be in that love space, no matter what your circumstances are in life.
Mhm.
And you can feel good about that because you are worthy of everything good.
Mhm.
Choose happiness. That's my motto. Effervescent joy is another thing I had on my wall for a couple of years, and it was always in the background when I did Zooms or Facebook Lives or whatever. It's just a feeling of always choosing that, because it's your choice every day.
Right. And you get to choose your point of attraction. That's what we're talking about. You get
Yeah.
to choose the point at which the universe is going to meet you. And so the more worthy you feel, the more things that will come into your experience that validate that.
Right.
The better you feel about yourself, the more things that'll come into your experience that validate that. The more that you feel abundant, the more things will come into your experience that will validate that. And so, because it's where your point of attraction is. So,
Okay.
yeah.
Should we do a couple?
I think we should.
Okay. One thing that I used to have written on my mirror in my bathroom, so when I would get ready in the morning, it's what if I was willing to receive anything and everything? So you have to be willing and allow that in. So that's another good mantra to have and read. And I've done that. I always put a little note on the mirror so I can see it and read it every day. I just change them out when I feel different. But
saying what if is playful.
Right.
Well,
yeah.
What if?
Yeah.
What if I
Yeah.
just am open to receiving everything today?
Yeah. Okay, let's just do, should we go off the cuff, or
I'm happy with all the things.
Okay, we'll just start. Okay, first I'll do a couple and you do a couple. You want to do it that
I
way?
think we'll start with just a deep breath in and
Yeah.
out.
Yeah, take a deep breath in, and I like to hold it for a moment and then release.
And remember, with this, we're taking a deep breath in, we hold while we say the statement in our mind, and then we blow it away. It's really important to take that deep breath and to really blow it out.
Right.
Like you want to hear yourself do it.
Yeah.
Might feel weird the first couple times that you do it, but the more that you do it, the more that you'll feel the difference. So we suggest that you try.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so let's breathe in and hold. I release start over.
More air is good.
I totally had a brain fart there. I can't remember the words.
We're perfectly imperfect.
Perfectly imperfect, that's right. The release statement. I do. It's so automatic and then it's gone.
We're very prepared. We're very prepared
I
for this.
release any resistance to, there, I got it. I release any resistance to. Sometimes, it's been that day. Okay, let's try it again.
You got this.
Okay, breathe in and hold. I release any resistance to knowing that I am worthy of anything I want. Breathe in and hold. I release any resistance to knowing that I am going confidently towards my dreams. Breathe in and hold. I release any resistance to knowing the most important thing in my life is that I feel good. Okay, you want to do a couple? You can put them in,
Yeah.
or if you have them.
Take a deep breath in and hold. I release any resistance to knowing I deserve to be happy. Take a deep breath in and hold. I release any resistance with receiving all of the things that I have dreamed of having.
That was a good one.
Take a deep breath in and hold. I release any resistance to knowing that when I shine my light, it allows others to shine theirs. Take a deep breath in and hold. I release all resistance with knowing that all that matters really is that I feel good.
That's good. That feels better. And don't you feel much lighter after that?
I always feel lighter.
Yeah, your body just feels like you took a building off of your shoulders, or whatever. We feel more light and in a better space for sure. Okay, should we do some fill-ups?
Yeah, I love Phillips.
I do too. I don't remember what we said first. Breathe in and hold. I'm filled with love, joy, and appreciation because I know I am worthy of all the good things that are coming my way. Breathe in and hold. I'm filled with love, joy, and appreciation because things in my life can be easy. Breathe in and hold. I'm filled with love, joy, and appreciation because I know God loves me no matter what. Okay, you want to do a couple?
Sure. All right. Take a deep breath in and hold. I'm filled with love, joy, and appreciation because I know that my light helps others shine theirs. And isn't that fun? Take a deep breath in and hold. I'm filled with love, joy, and appreciation because I know that feeling good feels good.
Yes. Yeah.
Take the deep breath in and hold. I'm filled with love, joy, and appreciation because life is fun and I deserve to enjoy it.
That's a really good one. I felt goosebumps on that.
It just feels good to say it.
Yeah. 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 And tell yourself that, don't feel weird because you're telling yourself things like that, because you deserve to be happy. You deserve to have the things that you want in your life. And it doesn't have to always be big things, just feeling joy, watching kids run and play, or watching your dog run and play, or your cat, or whatever that is. You deserve that. You deserve to feel good about it. So let yourself do that. Allow yourself to feel good. It's just who we're meant to be. We're supposed to be feeling good about our lives and doing the things we love. So
right, being someone who is constantly stressed and showing people that you're constantly stressed, you're constantly trying to get things done, that doesn't really serve you or them. To be that person that is a joy to be around and is fun, and you could tell is enjoying their life, that is contagious too. And that's worth being that person, because not only can you enjoy your life, but everybody around you will enjoy being around you and enjoy their lives a little bit more being around you. And that can be just a really fun thing. It can be something that lifts you up, lifts up your relationships, lifts up your work relationships. And you deserve to have a happy, calm, relaxing, yet exciting and fun life. You deserve it 100%.
Ditto. Perfect. Yeah. It's so true. Dwell on the good things.
Keep your focus there.
Yeah. Keep your focus on what feels good. That's really our only job, is to focus on what feels good and do it. And, take little steps to get there. And the more you do that, the more you make your happiness a priority, the easier your life is going to be. And others are going to see that and wonder, what kind of juice are you drinking?
Yeah.
What are you doing? How come you're smiling all the time? Well, it's because I make that a priority. I do that in my life, and I want to feel good every day. Right?
I have decided.
Yeah.
I think that's what we should say today. Maybe let's all say that together. And even if you don't want to say it out loud, you can even just say it in your mind with us.
Yeah.
Today I have decided that I'm going to be happy, and I'm going to focus on the things that I enjoy. And so it is.
And so it is. Awesome. Thanks for being with us here today. We'll see you again next week.
Again, if you like something that we said, feel free to like us. Also, we are taking questions in the comments. So let us know if there's something that you want to know about, you want to learn about, or you want us to expand about. We want this to be interactive. We want to help you in your journey, and we want to co-create a really fun experience together. So let us know.
We'd love to work with you. So let us know if there's something you're struggling with and you need to get out of that space. Let us know, and we'll help you on the next week or future podcasts. So
absolutely.
All right. Goodbye.
Bye, guys.